Hey kids, it's time for another exciting episode of KWJUDAS on Free Radio Provo. Whoa!
Things that I shouldn't have, done things that are good and bad. Round about midnight I always wrestle with the soul that won't quit, the mind that's so restless. And even once I fall asleep, it doesn't count because all the sheep are looking at me like I should know what I'm doing, but I'm a wanderer headed straight for ruin. So many questions, where is the answer? Well, maybe I am cursed, but the first shall be last and the last shall be first. Things so bad it couldn't get much worse. How can I quench it? This longing and thirst, like I'm lost in the desert. Sometimes I feel like I'm not good enough. Oh man, I'm such a hypocrite. I do similar shit, but swear I'm different. Been on a mission to save my brother's soul. He might have sold it, but everything I have, I stole it. That's right. They gave me the name of the twister. I wear the shame and the blame like a blister. To the blistering winds, I'm listening for that raspy voice of hope, grasping for that hoist and rope. Oh, so many questions. Where is the answer? Maybe I am cursed, but the first shall be last and the last shall be first. Things so bad it couldn't get much worse. How can I quench it? This longing and thirst, like I'm lost in the desert. Sometimes I feel like I'm not good enough. Round and round, don't you know? It keeps going round and round until everybody catches it. We talk about karma now. Hey, it goes round and round, it don't stop. It keeps going round and round, not stop. It don't stop until everybody catches it. We talk about karma now. So many questions. Where is the answer? Maybe I am cursed. The first shall be last and the last shall be first. Things so bad it couldn't get much worse. Now how can I quench it? This longing and thirst, like I'm lost in the desert. Sometimes I feel like I'm not good enough.
All right, that was the Fameless here on KWJUDAS Free Radio Provo. Thank you all for listening. It has been quite the cunt and a half getting these guys on, but we finally made it happen. We have Xavier and Jensen, the bassist and drummer, on the phone right now, calling us from a distant planet. How you guys doing tonight?
Well, the probing wasn't too bad, so I'm kind of smoking a cigarette after that and just, taking it all in. But they said they'd bring us back by the end of the week.
They're gonna bring you back when?
By the end of the week. I mean, we're gonna
You
go check
gotta-
out
you
Uranus.
they have to
and
regravitate.
my anus.
You got to regravitate from that shit, right?
Yeah,
I heard
exactly.
they check you for moon bugs and everything. Make sure
Uh-huh.
that there's no coronavirus that could have come in '69 or whenever they reached the moon.
We also have Rob, who is with us here in the planetarium, where we are contacting them from, because here at
It's
Gumption,
the only way.
Utah,
It's the only way to get a hold of these guys. Is apparently NASA. You gotta go and it's like they just came off a space mission.
Well,
Figures.
in Gumption, Utah, this is the only place that you
Gumption.
actually have a transmitter
Isn't
or
that
any
like
kind
an
of satellite.
actual Utah city? Gumption.
That's
It's like
where-
down south, right?
It's where we're broadcasting from right now,
Gumption, Utah. I mean Gumption,
from Gumption, Utah.
not a
folks.
Gumption. Nah.
And apparently, Xavier and Jensen have crash landed on the planet Uranus. And hopefully we'll get them in a week, but we couldn't bump the show back, so we had to make this happen, clear from the distant planet. And I know that
Fresh out of the probing unit.
Xavier can kind of be sensitive about those probings. So how you holding up there, buddy?
They weren't gentle, but they made me breakfast.
Well,
After
there
or
you go.
before?
Made me breakfast, I mean, they
There you go.
So at least these aliens are hospitable.
Hospitable.
Or they make a good breakfast.
That's hospitable, if you ask me. I mean, I guess depending on what the breakfast is made out of. What did they serve you?
Aliens. I'm an alien hunter.
Sausage, obviously.
Yeah. Yes.
I
Yes.
think those were eggs. They were definitely runny, so.
Oh boy.
Okay, never mind. That's not hospitable at all. What the fuck? I hope you didn't tip them.
Little dippers, big
Oh.
dippers. You
Oh,
know,
no, don't
I mean,
get-
It just depends on the day.
Don't get this dude started on the tipping, right?
Oh,
Or do.
So what's the music scene like out there?
At Uranus.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, they're into the pop stuff, man. You know, I don't, and the mumble rap. Apparently, that's a big thing out here.
But what about the gargle rap you were telling me about earlier?
You need to
You
do
hooked
me a
to something
favor.
new.
Drop the name MC Grundle on them. They won't even know
Grundle.
what the fuck to think. They won't know what hit them.
Grundle.
Yeah, well, I'm on it, man. You know,
Sounds like
I
a-
got my anal probe.
Wait, it's still in?
Looking into it now.
Well, it's scheduled. It's usually a nightly thing. And
Oh. I thought you meant like you had it kind of just up there like a butt plug. Just out there smoking a cigarette. Just like, all right, just leave it in. I kind of like it.
And
Oh,
they're
man.
Yay.
watching, but only two of them doing it, so I'm not sure what's
To be
going on there.
to be honest, I don't see any other purpose for an anal probe anyway. I mean, why do aliens do that shit in the first
This will be
place?
the extended version. This is the shit you get if you subscribe to the Patreon. For sure. Yo, it would not let
Oh.
down because I've heard a lot of these shows. And we could do that type of thing. And then we can also do a family-friendly mix. And it'll be hella short. Short and sweet.
Word.
Right.
More like a
But
trailer.
I'm just really confused
Yeah,
about how
yeah.
old it is.
Like the one we, yeah,
Well,
exactly.
The aliens have like an OnlyFans.
Oh my
But
god.
they have OnlyFans on
That's
Saturn,
what they're abducting
so
people
I'm sure
for.
the Uranus too.
Oh my. Is that what
It's
I-
just for their OnlyFans page.
For the OnlyFans.
Check
Look at-
out what we got.
Yeah.
Look at us fucking ram this up this dude's patootie. Yes,
Oh,
I
boy.
said patootie.
Those anal probes.
I'm owning it.
For lack of a better word, indeed, patootie works.
Oh, there's no lack of better words. There's so many great words for the tookus.
Indeed.
There's one right
Indeed.
there, yo. That took us.
And of course, in Uranus, I can only imagine one term they have for that. But
Caboose?
the caboose, yeah, they call it Uranus. But
I was back down. as
when you're
other
on the
one.
planet, we don't actually refer it as the anus. Anything
Yeah.
but.
That's true. It's more
The
of a
anus.
technical term for you technical aliens shoving shit up people's and shit.
They don't call it an anal probe; it's a booty probe.
That's what they be calling it. So it's
They
like a
call
booty
it-
call, but it's a cosmic booty call from another planet.
So
I'm
that's
just boofing their science. That's what they call it.
You're
Oh,
boofing
boy.
their science.
Yeah.
Oh,
God.
So I still can't get this shit.
That shit. Boofing science with the Fameless here.
that's
Yeah.
right. Oh.
With the Fameless hair?
Is that
It
what
sounded
we're
like you said the
call-
Fameless
Is that
hair.
what we're calling this episode?
I'm thinking so.
Boofing science.
Boofing the science.
AKA Xavier gets an anal probe here on KWJUDAS Free Radio Provo. We are overzealous with your presence. And as I say, it's about time we finally got you guys. I think we had y'all scheduled for last season and something came up. And then we had y'all scheduled for this season and something came up.
I think like the dawn of time was it like we
yeah,
started
first
there,
it was
right?
the dawn of time, and
then it just
now it's
became
booty
like
probing.
fucking- right.
I'm glad
But
that you
we
guys
got them
stuck it
online
out.
though. We got them online, so we're doing good.
That's right. You
So,
know,
I think we should probably play another song here. What was the name of that first one you had?
That was Twister.
Twista.
Yeah.
Is that a Weird Al cover?
Basically,
I like
but
it.
it gets really weird.
I don't think enough people cover Weird Al.
And Weird Al is now really weird. You know what I mean?
Not
No.
anymore.
No,
not
you
these
don't.
days.
It's
you
too
know.
weird for you. It's too weird for you. Just admit it.
It's
It's a
kind of
little
hard
too
to
weird.
be weird.
Now, Twister, let's see. What is Twister's a interesting one. And that leads off our album that we currently, that we are going to get online very soon.
Okay, so you guys have an album recorded.
We
But it's
have an
not out
album,
yet?
but we don't, right? It's one of those situations.
Well, we're getting it mastered. We're finishing up that process.
Okay.
And we'll be getting it to the masses, both on Earth and Uranus, if you will.
Yeah.
So you guys are making some connections out there.
we
definitely.
are. Oh, yes.
Uh,
I mean, cosmically speaking, yeah.
Right. I figure if you're going to be stuck on a distant planet, you might as well
We
try
in
and
tune
meet
to
people and
Uranus.
network.
And we in tune to our own anus, too, you know. Mostly we...
That's going to come in handy when you're on tour.
Yeah. Solar system tour. 3,000, you know.
Now you just got to, make a few stops on the way
Just
back.
put our shit on a satellite, launch that shit for the aliens to hear. So they hear some, like, fallen angel. Yeah.
I hear that they
Well-
have quite the reggae scene on Saturn. So if you
Of
maybe
course.
stop there on the way and just kind of present your booty hole in a manner that they find
They have a
appealing,
whole, like, Jar Jar Binks race for real.
they'll
That
be
you
into
don't
it.
want to mess with it, but yeah, you know.
So that
Well, I mean-
that's sorry, what were you gonna say?
I guess if you wanted to call the Fameless reggae, I guess you could, and maybe
Tell
Who
them
knows?
about how many people we need to keep account of how many motherfuckers. I'm going to say it because we can. That's the non-family friendly version.
You can say motherfucker.
But how many
on this
motherfuckers
show.
have been like? It's like, oh yeah, I love reggae. Okay, bitch, I love reggae too. You probably could tell from the dreads, haha. But it's like, what the fuck does that have to do?
Oh shit!
You
I
know,
fucked
for
up.
real.
I
but
called these guys
whatever.
reggae. God damn it! So how do you guys prefer to describe your sound?
That's a tough question, man.
It is kind
That-
of.
Now you know what would be a tough question is, did you listen to it?
I-
Yeah.
We were both just here. I've booked you guys. I've seen you live. You've
Exactly.
partied at my house.
So
I've made
what-
you dinner.
I know. What do we call this
Fuck, have I listened
But
to
we
it?
didn't get an anal probe.
shit?
That is what you're doing. Why else? That's why we sent you to fucking Saturn.
You had one thing to do.
All right, that's it.
Yeah, you don't get anal probed here. We've got
Okay,
a
not
program.
metal.
That's not a
Yeah.
claim to fame, apparently.
For
But-
our premium KWJUDAS
No.
members, we send you to an all expenses paid trip
To Mars.
the planet,
Southern Utah.
planet, to the planet Uranus for a thorough and extended anal
Saturnius.
probing.
There you go. Okay.
But
Well-
we send you with some buttery blues rock because that's good for the you're gonna want to treat that with some buttery blues
Right.
rock.
Buttery Blues Rock.
That's a fucking seal, man. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's our best estimate at our signature sound. How you say, kind of
Buttery.
what comes out of the mix. But what would you say goes into the buttery blues rock,
Spread it on
Jensen?
the toast that is your life. We do that for you.
There you go. It's soothing, right?
So that's what makes it buttery.
That is part of it, yeah. Buttery also refers to, so there's this thing in Celtic lore, because all of us got one thing in common. We got a Celtic connection in there somewhere.
Don't
And,
we all?
Yeah, I think, Jensen's a McDonald or something, probably.
Fuck You're fucking Celtic if there's a Mick in your name, right?
But yeah, we related
Right.
way back, so it's kind of funny there. But buttery would refer to, the buttery is where you keep like the butter and shit, right? Before refrigeration. And so a Celtic word, so they had the buttery over there. That's how it got passed on to the English. And it was like a buttery spirit was like, those trickster elves and fairies that would be like stealing shit if an innkeeper was dishonest with people. Only way he could fix it was to fix his ways. Otherwise, the buttery spirits was taking his goods, right out of the
So
the buttery.
Your blues music is like mystic fair folk that will steal your goods.
If
Yes.
if you are like unto a dishonest venue owner, right? Well, yeah. So I'm saying, like,
do you hear that,
the
folks?
innkeeper, right? The innkeeper who be getting over on people. The only way is you fix your ways, and then you can rock with the Fameless,
Right. So, for he who beeth naughty venue owner shall have their goods claimed by the Fameless. Fair
Yes.
play.
That's right.
And the short answer I give people is a heavier credence.
Heavier credence, yes, for sure. That goes in. That's the thick cream part, folks.
So
In
it's
that
buttery and it's creamy.
Oh, butter and cream.
I'm
Yeah.
liking this
On
more and
top,
more. Your guys' music sounds
cream.
fucking delicious.
Don't
Oh,
you
yeah.
stop, right?
As Rob explains the full-on recipe,
Oh, we got to lay it on thick, man.
like what proportions would you say cream versus butter?
Cream? Bum, 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 bum. There is some of that in there, right? Not going to lie, right? You know that cadence there? Xavier definitely does bring some of that. They when we go at it, with, the jams that'll come through. Like we say sometimes that we're not actually the Fameless, but the Fameless just kind of comes through us, right? And so yeah, like some of the greats for sure, have on that spiritual tip too. It's just like they're coming through, and we just let it be. But not like the Beatles, man. Our shit is harder, right?
Yeah, you're creamy and buttery, but not beetly.
But it's got grit. It's definitely got grit. But there's always that groove to it. So like that's the best terms we can think of for it. It's buttery, and it's blues, and it's got rocks in it.
The more fun words you can throw in to describe your music, the better.
For sure, man. For sure.
Yes,
I'd way rather be called that than fucking reggae. I mean, fuck.
Yeah.
Now I don't blame you guys for hating me.
Yeah, and in that way we do own that, sound where it's just like, this is a thing, but we really feel blessed with it, and we try to just bring it about, and like I said, let it be. That shit keeps coming up, but I don't like it. I don't like the Beatles, man.
Well, it's good that we got that out of the way
I
because,
had to say it.
who the fuck likes the Beatles
Really?
anyway?
Come on. A lot of people.
Oh, we're going to get some hate from that. Drop a comment below. Yeah.
All you
Beatles,
Beatle lovers.
who's better? The
You could
Beatles
be
or
theirs.
Porky Pig?
That's all, folks.
That pot just got stirred, huh? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're going there. We're going to start a
And then
fucking
we'll do
war.
some excellent Beatles
Beatles
covers.
versus Porky Pig, bitches. Drop a comment
Be-
below.
Beatles versus the Fameless. Let's do this.
Porky Pig will beat the Beatles' fucking ass.
And
'Cause that's what pigs do, man.
put
They
your
beat you
vote.
down.
You don't fuck with a pig. They're fucking mean bastards, man.
What was that?
that is true. That is true.
They don't-
Always.
That's why they roll around in mud.
No,
And what is it?
that makes them mean, yeah. I mean, wouldn't you be kind of pissed if you just rolled around in the mud?
I'd
Yeah.
be stoked. I'd be stoked all the fucking time. You kidding
Eh,
me?
really, I'm pretty sure that the Beatles roll around in worse. So, let's get to another song, shall we? This next song,
dog.
we have Fallen Angel, we have Hot Water. We got a couple songs here. What do you guys want to hear?
Wow. After the pigs rolling and shit. let's
Yeah.
do some. Let's rinse them off with some hot water, man.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
you go.
I'm feeling that would be the most appropriate. This is Hot Water by the Fameless here on KWJUDAS Free Radio Provo. You should all feel very privileged to be here with us tonight. Thank you all for joining us.
Wade in the water, wade in the water, children got to wade down in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. I said God's gonna trouble the water. You know that God's gonna trouble the water. You don't believe I've been redreamed. Follow me down to the river dream. I said if you don't believe I've been redreamed, come on and follow me down. Follow me down. Wade in the water. Wade in the water. Children got to wade down in that water. God's gonna trouble the water. I said God's gonna trouble the water. You know that God's gonna trouble the water. If you don't believe I've been redreamed, come on and follow me down to the river dream. I said if you don't believe I've been redreamed, you got to follow me down. Follow me down. Way out in the water. Way down in the water. Yeah. Oh, we in trouble now. Feel it bubble now. That hot water. Wade in the water. Wade in the water. Children got to wade down in that water. God's gonna trouble the water. I said God's gonna trouble the water. You know that God's gonna trouble the water. The water. Yeah.
Alrighty. That was the Fameless here on KWJUDAS Free Radio Provo. And we are back in business, Mr. Hammond.
You betcha.
We were just, during that song, kind of talking about, I don't know, fun ways through our childhood years that we have escaped
yes,
sobriety, shall we say.
Yep.
The
As
secret
in
tunnels.
drinking, cooking wine, or have you guys ever tried drinking Listerine? Ever taken Listerine shots? Holy shit. Yeah, you can get drunk if you drink like a whole fucking bottle of it. It's like I don't even know what the fuck percent alcohol. When I first started getting into like the whole party lifestyle, you know, I wasn't that young. I was maybe like 17, 18, you know, lived most of my life pretty fucking Mormon. And so like, I kind of got exposed to everything all at once. And I can remember the first time I went up to Salt Lake for some weed, you know, things were a lot different back then. It was back in the swag days. So we were going up to Salt Lake for some swag. And there was
bricks,
this dude. Yeah, the bricks. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Bricky shit.
Okay. Yeah,
The stress.
I know of it. Yeah, we heard of it, and I got to experience it before. It was.
It used to be that's all you could
Utah
find
Park
around
One.
here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could find chronic, but it was just like that's all we called it was just chronic. There weren't all these different like fucking names for it.
Right.
All the different strains. You would hear of like some of like the classic ones, you know, Maui Wowie or Purple Kush or Alaskan Thunderfuck, you know, White Widow, White Rhino. Those names that you don't even hear anymore.
Right, yeah.
But still, like, that was all just, like, chronic. There was chronic, swag, and PK was the in-between stuff. So we were probably going up there for some PK because you're going clear up to fucking Salt Lake. You should at least be getting something besides swag. But the first thing we're greeted by is some dude I've never met. It's like a punk rock house, too. So the whole house is just trashed. And, I mean, there's, like, tortillas stuck to the ceiling and shit. Yeah. Like,
I think I went there.
A fun fucking place. But the first guy who greets me is some dude without a shirt and his head shaved, and he's just chilling on the porch in his shorts, and he offers me a shot. And, you know, like, I'm too young to even buy booze yet. So I'm like, a shot? Yeah. You got alcohol? And he pulls out this fucking bottle of Listerine. He's like, yeah, no one will drink this with me. And my girlfriend gives me this look, and I give her this look like, should I do it? And she gives me the look like, dude, And I kind of look at him, and he's like, hands me the shot, and I kind of look at her, and she's just like, don't do it. She didn't say anything, but it, like as we're making eye contact as I take the shot, and she just, and I just, and he's just like, fuck yeah, bro. Want another one? And I'm like, yes. I'm not drunk yet. So I actually like took a couple of fucking shots with this dude.
Crazy,
and
man.
then, you know, like, we go inside, and she just kind of looks at me like, what the fuck did you just do? And I'm just like, I thought he knew what he was doing. He seemed drunk. He's like, yeah, he was probably drunk before he started drinking that.
Ran out. He ran out. That's what happened.
Good point.
He was drinking last night's fucking vodka, ran out halfway through the day, couldn't find a ride to the liquor store, and started fucking tanking down on the Listerine. Wow. And he needed a drinking buddy. I happened to show up and be gullible enough. So, I sat and slammed a couple shots with him, didn't get a buzz, was like, well, that was an experience. I have done worse things to try and get fucked up. Like the cooking wine, to be perfectly honest, that is wine, and I'd have to say that was harsher. I was like drinking salt water. Yeah. Like straight out of the ocean.
It's not made to like actually.
It's not what?
It's made to cook down into the meat, which is why it has like a high salt content.
Right.
So it's like
fucking
yak piss, but then you'll get a little faded.
You can, yeah. You'll probably get a better buzz off of a little bottle of cooking wine than you will off Listerine. For all you kids out there listening, we are old enough that we have actually tested all these little urban fucking myths you hear about in high school that might fuck you up. So, just as a little bit of a briefing, Listerine, I wouldn't try it. Cooking wine, I wouldn't try that either, but you will still get a little bit of a buzz. You're going to feel like shit tomorrow, though.
Oh, yes.
Robitussin. Now, Robitussin. Drink a whole bottle of that stuff. Use Sprite as a chaser. Make sure you got some kind of soda pop as a fucking chaser. Because if you drink a whole bottle of that shit by itself, you're going to be sick. I would recommend get 3 bottles and split the second bottle with a friend. He gets the other bottle. Both you guys are going to be tripping balls by the end of that fucking night. You're going to see all sorts of shit growing out of the walls. You won't be drunk. You'll be kind of drunk, but you'll be high. That shit's got DXM in it.
Oh, yeah.
There's also stuff. I can keep going.
You'll have an interesting story. I'll tell you, though, in regards to being old, I was having a tea party with my niece today.
Oh,
And,
shit. Out on Saturn? She's there, too?
Yes.
No, my 2-year-old niece, she was not on Saturn, but, or maybe it was the
So you
other
guys
night.
haven't even been stuck there that long.
But
Right.
anyway, we were having a tea party, and she wouldn't give me any tea. She asked me where my cup was, and I was like, oh, can I have some tea? And she goes, no!
What?
And I was like, okay. And then I was like, be honest with me, is there schnapps in there? And she goes, yes.
Oh.
And I go, but Mia, I'm an alcoholic. And then she picked it up and she threw it into the grass.
Hey.
How
look
old
at
is
that.
this kid?
That is some proactiveness right there.
Yeah, for sure.
That was very considerate of her, I suppose.
It was, dude.
And that's actually a true story, too, so
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
it was very funny.
I like
You
it.
still
I
haven't
like it.
answered the question. How
Well,
fucking old is this kid?
How high?
No. Your niece.
What was the question?
How old is this kid? How old's your
Oh,
niece?
I said she was 2.
She's
Oh,
2.
wow.
And she's offering you schnapps?
Apparently.
The 2-year-old is the bad influence, huh? That's how kids are these fucking days, you know?
Oh, yeah, the
It's the
2-year-old.
internet, man. It's
today.
YouTube.
Just gets younger
yeah.
and younger.
Right. You know, and that's how, like, you know you're getting old is when you're getting offered fucking booze by a 2-year-old, and you're like, no, kid, I'm trying to quit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm old enough.
I know how that fucking feeling is. I fucking literally have a dead leg because of this shit. I'm not even fucking 40, and I'm seeing people like twice my age beat me to the door at a fucking Lowe's. This fucking dude with gray hair like sprints from his truck to the fucking opening of the fucking the tool store, and I'm just like
Passing, yeah.
hobbling, just watching this motherfucker like, you should be me right now. And he actually knows where the entrance is. I'm like heading to the exit, and I have to like follow this guy to even know where I'm fucking going. So not only am I like twice as slow, but I'm disoriented.
Following old folks and shit.
Ah, fuck me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking of duels for you, buddy.
Well, that's the how this story ends positively for all you kids listening out there is this is where drinking Listerine and cooking wine leads you, is a necrotic hip where people twice your age beat you to the fucking Lowe's entrance. And you're just wandering around like some delusional fucking, I don't know where my car is.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
And I'm not even drunk while this is happening either.
Right.
Amen.
That's the worst part about it. Like totally fucking clean. Just wandering
Yeah.
around following old people for guidance to the fucking tool store.
Oh,
Take what you can get, man. You got
Don't drink cooking wine.
Or Listerine. No.
That's the moral of this story, kiddies. And it's a good thing you're listening to this show right now. Because I might have just saved your life.
Similarly enough, you know, yeah, that's. I feel you, man. All on a little more serious note, you know, the cooking sherry and all that. I was putting the nutmeg, rolling that up in a Post-it note and smoking it because I heard that work too, and you know,
Nutmeg?
Yeah, you never heard of the nutmeg?
Oh, yeah, I've tried it. Didn't do
Oh, yeah.
anything.
Yeah,
You
and
take the veins off of an orange peel and then
Done that.
toothpaste on it, and then you smoke that.
I've never heard of smoking it. I heard you just let
Those
the orange
guys.
peel get moldy and then you eat the fucking mold off the orange peel.
man, oh man, times sure have changed. Yeah, there
That
were no
might do it.
dispensaries in our days, kids.
You
No,
hear
there
a
weren't.
lot of crazy shit. I had a friend in jail that swore up and down it was just like an acid trip. So we tried it. We did it exactly the same way he did it. And all we did was ate some fucking mold.
Mhm.
Off a fucking orange vein. Wow.
That was it. Nothing
Right.
happened.
Yeah, man.
We sat
Yeah.
there
Yeah,
and
man.
felt stupid.
Oh,
Yeah,
that-
man.
More too, man.
It happened with a lot of things. You know, you hear like you can get high off morning glories. I don't know if you guys have heard that one, like
You have to know how to
LSA or
process it.
henbane or something. But you don't just go out and
Smells.
pick the fucking weeds out of your
Smell
mom's
it.
fucking garden.
Eat it and like you're gonna get high now. You'll just get a mouthful of petals.
Yeah, we thought we could dry it out and just smoke it.
Right.
And you stuff a pipe full of it. And it was a ratchet. We made a pipe out of a ratchet, and we are smoking
Ay.
morning glory leaves and vines out of the fucking
ratchet.
flower bed. And then, of course, did not get high. Years later, you find out that it has to be a certain type of morning glory, and you have to get the seeds. And
It has to be a certain type of ratchet, too.
It has to be a special ratchet with a special screen, and you make a tea out of it, and then you smoke the tea.
Ah, see.
You have to strain it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta smoke the tea.
Don't get hung up on that one.
Yeah,
I'm
we
just
don't
trying to
condone any of
educate
this.
here.
Yeah.
Another
About
fun one
botany and
I heard you drink it, but not smoke it.
datura.
Again, don't think too hard about it, Ryot. You don't. You could try to smoke tea all you want. In fact, I'd like to see you try. You can smoke the tea bag. You smoke the contents of the tea.
Yeah, I guess so. You could. Yeah, you could.
You guys ever smoked Ambien? God
Oh,
damn.
hell no.
No, man. I seen my cousin
missed
on that
that
shit. I
one.
was like, what? That shit is nuts. So
Yeah, that shit will drop you off on fucking Saturn.
for real.
You want to go to Saturn? Yeah, just snort 3 of those goddamn things.
No.
Oh, nah, man. I'm passing on that one.
Well, they always say that you have to stay up through the sleepy part, and then supposedly you get whatever happens after that. If you snort it or smoke it, but especially snorting it, you skip the whole drowsiness, and you're just...
Right.
Wow.
And
Or
your
nice
depth
cup of hot
perception is completely destroyed. I mean, like, ups are downs and downs are ups. You look down at the floor, and it's like you're looking through binoculars. You can't really tell if your feet are, like, way up here or way down here. And, like, the texture of the marble floor, like, the darker parts are valleys, and the lighter parts are mountains, and just, like, you're looking at trying to light a pipe,
Snow-topped
and there's, like,
mountains.
3 fucking lighters and 3 pipes just trying to get out the door. You don't know which doorknob is the real one, and you're not quite sure
There's
which
that.
doorway is quite you like might get hit if you walk through it because it's still part of the wall. I don't know. I wouldn't recommend it, folks. Wouldn't recommend it.
No.
When you
I
smoke
missed
it, you
out
just
on
start talking to
things
people
in
that
that,
aren't
yeah.
there. It's
Right. Yeah, I seen that shit just
Or
off of
there's
regular
that, there's
use.
that bit by Key and Peele where
Yeah.
the guy's like describing this drug for like 10 minutes, and it's just all these horrendous things.
Oh, right.
The 3 buddies, and then the 2 guys are like, 2 of the guys are like, no way in hell, and the guy's like, man, with all those terrible side effects, the payoff's got to be great. So then he just like takes a hit of it, and then he falls over and dies.
Man.
Yes, that will happen.
Yeah.
Don't snort Ambien, kids.
Don't snort it. I missed out on all these new Fandangle things, the fucking Xanax, what's the
Xannies
speed
and the
that everyone's
Oxycontins and
taking, the
shit, yeah.
pill that's like meth. I missed out on all that
Oh, what,
stuff.
Adderall?
Yeah.
See, those
I mean,
are
I-
actual pills that people are known to get high off of, and I'm not saying
Right.
that I condone that any more than any of the
Yeah,
other
Not at all.
Right.
any of the other ghetto ways
The
of doing
former
it.
mentioned, yeah, exactly.
You know, if you're not prescribed it, you're not
Pitfalls.
prescribed it. And me personally, I've never really been a fan of recreational
Pills and
use,
shit,
of pills or pharmaceuticals. Anyway, of course, as a kid, I kind of tried them out a little bit, just to see what it was like. But especially now, you could offer me just about any like Xanax or Oxycontin or fucking Loratab or Adderall, and it's like no thanks.
Yeah.
You know what I
right.
mean? I'm happy just smoking the goods and
Right.
an
Good stuff.
occasional Mario food every now and then.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah,
Yes.
actually, I'm like 10 years sober on this, man. Like, to be honest, and it's I did all those things, and for me, it's just having that clear head is you do get those side effects. I never like fell over and died, but you gotta be careful with that stuff, So, I mean, I definitely had my fun, but yeah, people
And
be
it
getting
could
crazy out
happen
there.
too.
So.
So you're totally 10 years sober, weed, alcohol, everything?
Yes, sir.
No shit.
Yes,
Hell yeah.
sir.
Fucking
Yeah.
congratulations, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, I relive the, those days, and I'm just saying, it had its time and place, but, and I'm cool with everybody doing their own thing, but, it's not necessary. And,
No.
we're cool, man. Like, but, just to interject that little tidbit of information.
Oh no, that's cool. It's a
Yeah.
good thing, I think, to take the conversation in a little bit of a different direction, since we've kind of like made asses of ourselves long enough and
Right,
disclosed enough personal information about some of the recreational things that we have participated in. But
Sure.
I don't know how you feel. Me personally, a lot of people will say things like, once you're sober, it gets real difficult to hang out with other people when they're drinking and when they're smoking or whatever. And I agree to a certain extent, especially when it comes to drinking, especially when you first start
Right,
sobering
right.
up. Fucking being
Right.
around drunk people is goddamn obnoxious. You just
Oh,
like
yeah.
fucking shut up.
Yeah.
And then you're like, am I like this when I'm fucking drunk?
and you are, is
Right.
the thing.
You probably are.
Exactly.
And so, it helps and it doesn't.
Right.
It's like it's not
Yeah.
fun, and so it not being fun does kind of encourage you to not want to drink as much.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I don't want to go to a fucking bar, especially
If you're
when
trying
I'm
to
not
get-
drinking.
Yeah, if you're trying to get over a thing, then you want to just like be like done with it, and it's like it turns into the opposite. It's like a very annoying.
Yeah, being around it almost helps. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does almost help you to be like, yeah, I don't want to be like that.
Yeah, I never had a problem doing it with the normies once my mind was made up and, I was just done with it. Like, luckily, that was my experience. It's been, I know some people can't do it, but what's really cool for me, it's fun for about an hour and a half. And then once people get that buzz on and, like, start talking about politics and religion, I just, like, say, hey, that's my cue, man. I'm going to get in my car and drive home 'cause I'm sober and I can drive.
Yeah, that's another advantage is you actually have that option still.
Right.
But
Yeah,
my
I mean,
biggest thing is people just kind of start getting stupid and they start repeating themselves a lot. That's the
Oh,
biggest
yeah.
annoying thing that I
really
notice the most when I'm sober and other people are drunk is how much motherfuckers repeat themselves.
Yeah.
And I'm just, again, it's like, am I just noticing this because I'm sober? Do I do this when I'm drunk? I don't
Yeah.
think I do. I hope I don't. But that's actually like the signature thing that I start noticing. Not everybody does it, but most motherfuckers I drink with, you can't help but after a minute find yourself continuously saying, yeah, you said that already.
Yes.
Now, smoking
Definitely,
weed, I don't, like on the few times that I've not been able to smoke, I do like being around other people while they're smoking. It's a little bit tempting, but at the same time, it just makes me feel more normal.
Right.
Right.
It
No.
normalizes for you. You just get
Less
a little
isolated.
contact, slight, whatever. Yeah. For sure.
Because when I go long times without smoking, I go long times without generally hanging out with people. Even alcohol
Yeah.
makes me way more of a social person, and weed
Right.
definitely makes me social as well. And so, yeah, like being able to just sit in a circle with other people while they're smoking, and even if I'm not able to partake, actually does kind of make me feel like, okay, hanging out with people actually does kind of feel good in a way.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
at least
yeah.
being social, kind of.
Mhm.
I don't have to
Right.
like actually partake to be part of this conversation,
Of course not. Exactly. Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, isolating yourself, it can help, but like too much just self-isolation, it doesn't help for being back out in the real world.
Yeah.
You know, it almost is like a
that's
crutch.
exactly what you're saying. Eventually, you got to go outside and deal with the population
And make sure you're strong enough.
Yeah, and to each their own. If you want to do your thing, I got no problem with that. I'm doing my thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, I totally would still be drinking. I definitely
Just live and let live.
would be drinking a beer right now if I could, but I'm not. Because
Exactly.
there just comes to a fucking point.
Right,
You know what
right,
I
right.
mean? Where it's not beneficial for you anymore, and you've been doing it like half your fucking life.
Exactly.
So on to the other half,
Exactly.
right? The next half.
Right. Time to turn the page. So that being said, Let's have another tune.
Let's do it.
Let's.
We've got those
How about
two.
Better Off? That's perfect, actually. You know, I mean,
Good follow-up.
and one thing that we do want to emphasize as a band is that literally, addiction, recovery, is like specifically like a cause that motivates us because it's just it hits close to home, with each of us, and we just find it like obviously that's how people can like really like change. It said change your mind, save your life. That's a lyric that you're about to hear in there, but that's kind of the spirit and the idea that we express with this one, right? Better off, and that's the point. Is that when you're better off without it, just gotta, sigh fucking Nara, right? Just part ways and just realize that you'll be better off, moving on without it.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Well, this is the Fameless here on KWJUDAS, Free Radio Provo. We thank you all for staying tuned.
It was so out of control, didn't know they was checking me. Out of my house, out of my home, out of my dignity. Now that I know I got to go, what I see really sickens me. Can't wait around while they take it down, and they say freedom isn't free. I ain't got to be here, I can just leave. Don't like what I see here, I just can't believe what I'm gonna eat, where I'm gonna live, what I'm gonna do. Don't worry about me, I will be better off without you. There comes a time to say goodbye to everything that you thought you knew. Change your mind, save your life, that your strength renew. I don't give a damn if you think I'm crazy. I want peace and safety. So please hand the safe key. Don't make me unlock the safety on my piece. This is a bank robbery. Look how the banks been robbing me. Bring out the danger side of me. Angry and I got a right to be better off without you. I could be better off without you. What I'm gonna eat, where I'm gonna live, what I'm gonna do now. What I'm gonna eat, where I'm gonna live, what I'm gonna do without you. Oh yeah, oh way. I could be better off without you. Oh yeah, oh way. I could be better off without you. Without you, oh yeah, oh way. I could be better off without you, oh yeah, oh way. I could be better off without you.
Well, that was the Fameless on KWJUDAS, Free Radio Provo. That little ditty was called Better Off. We thank you all for listening to our program. And why don't you guys tell everybody where they can find your material?
In your hearts.
Oh, Xavier, you. You will always be in my heart.
That's right.
But for
That's
the people,
right.
where can the people find your music online?
That's right. That's where the people can find it.
Just
in
look
their
up
hearts.
yourheart.com.
There you go.
You have to rip it out of my chest.
And you're gonna see the Fameless logo right there.
Your
if you
heart.
look it up in the dictionary.
/
see-
rip it out of my chest at thefameless.com.
Aztec
Hashtag.
sacrifice. No, hashtag.
Kalima.
Yeah, there you go.
You wonder
Hashtag
why nobody
Temple of
listens to
Doom.
you is because you don't fucking provide any goddamn.
Heart still pumping.
I'm just kidding. So for real, if anybody is interested in finding the Fameless' music online,
Well, you can find us
Yeah,
on Spotify.
It's on all the platforms. Our single's out right now. Album, like we said, mastered. I'm hearing end of the week, and we'll drop that, as soon as possible. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and we worked really hard on it. And Buttery, it'll be out there soon, man. Just keep your eyes peeled. You'll definitely see us posting stuff about it on Facebook and Instagram. So keep your eyes peeled.
the
And
full
on
album.
Facebook and YouTube, if you just look up The Fameless, you can find a lot of live video content as well if you want to catch a performance.
Hell yeah. So Buttery and Creamy will be out on all platforms. The full-length album
That's right.
by the Fameless.
That's right.
Those
I thought we were
songs.
calling it science boofing.
Science Boofing Part
Science
2.
spoofing.
Just call
Oh,
it Part
shit.
2.
Yeah,
But there's no Part 1. It's
that's
just
kind
part
of
2.
up in the air, huh? I guess I don't have any say in this, but I would vote science
Yeah,
spoofing.
your vote is Science Boofing for sure.
I'm science spoofing, 100%.
Yeah, you
Science
better
spoofing
believe it.
with the Fameless. I fucking love that. If you guys don't call it that, then that's what we're calling this episode.
Yeah. That's
So-
in a
One last
nutshell.
question. The songs that we heard tonight, are those on the future album or are those anywhere else online yet?
No, these songs are a sneak peek from the upcoming album.
Ah, hell
And that's
yeah.
Human Resources is the name. So also, I'm just going to put this out there. Be checking for, if you like what you hear tonight in this radio interview, then you must be a sick fuck. So, so you're going to like this. Just putting it out
Yeah.
there. For the shadow side that the Fameless will always be down with, we're going to do like we're looking into doing a horror sci-fi
Oh, shit.
movie. Yeah.
Really?
A short film that could like be like, you know what I mean? It's like it's an ambitious project.
Do you need a
But-
bad guy?
Oh, always. Are you kidding?
I played Corruption in one of your videos. I never saw how that turned
yeah.
out.
I know. We got to get that shit online for sure.
Hell yeah.
But that was the beginning of a long and arduous but beautiful journey, which has led us here. But yeah, be looking for kind of a weird sci-fi thriller. You'll laugh, you'll cry, everything or whatever, but just like some crazy sci-fi horror thing.
Hell yeah.
Human Resources. But
I'm definitely interested in
for
that
the
shit.
kiddos, for the family, just see the other side, the bright side, and that's in there too. That buttery, creamy shit that we was talking about. Like, it is music to for real, like soothe the soul. We've checked it out. We've tested it on ourselves, like some real scientists, and we've had like ample opportunity. We're looking for more to be able to bring it to the people, because when we bring it, like, for sure, people will just kind of like, there's something about it that it activates in your soul. And I think that just once again comes to, it's like the Fameless ain't even us. We're really like trying to like just like let something that come through, and it really has a lot to do with like connecting us to the to the past, and bringing back that what's good about rock and roll, and the way that you can kind of put it out there in a universally acceptable thing. Like Norman Rockwell said, like, I guess they were talking about like, in art sometimes there's this thing about like, yeah, if you're liked, then you're not doing whatever. You see what I'm saying? It's like all types of art got these little clicks and stuff. But we're just really trying to like sing from the soul, bring that, like we've really gone through some crazy stuff, and even just to be here tonight. So like, we're very pleased to be able to put these things out there. And I do want to say, like, unofficial, not a fifth wheel, but fifth member, you know what I mean? Leif Erikson, couldn't have done it without him. And he has really made these tracks shine. And so we're definitely like we're pleased to be like promoting him.
Who is that?
So
I mean, besides the Explorer.
yeah, so just to get like right in there with those who are likely to hear this, in the local area, shall we say, he was doing Unreal Productions.
That's the name of his company?
Yeah, but I'm not sure that that's what he's doing business as. But
Right.
Leif Erikson, yeah, really good working with the mixing of the album. And when you get in that, position, right, you kind of take ownership of the music in a certain way too. Like,
Word.
he was able to put his touch on it and really make these songs shine and be all that they could be. So we're very appreciative to him, and yeah, pleased to get, we're getting this thing popping. And it's kind of embarrassing to be doing that, right now, but that's what we could say. We can even take that out, shorten it in, and say, like, okay, boom, album is, just upcoming. Just keep it at that. But it'll be there soon.
So if anybody's looking for some recording or sound engineering, look up Leif Erikson. Salt Lake
Highly
City, I
recommended.
assume?
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
Yeah, he's over there on the west side with us.
Yeah, if I assume if you type in Salt Lake City or just Utah, the right guy will come up.
Yeah. There's not too many. There's not too many like him. Leif Erikson.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're going to conclude things with a final number here. We have Fallen Angel as our last song by the Fameless that they are sharing with us for the first time ever to the public here on KWJUDAS. So this is a rare KWJUDAS exclusive. You should feel even more fucking privileged for being here tonight with us, folks.
Little twerps.
Yeah. Be fucking grateful. The Fameless didn't even have to. They're out on Saturn. They had better shit they could be doing. Their drummer's chilling with an anal probe in his butt.
You interrupted this session.
I'm multitasking right now.
He's
In
smoking a cigarette
the butt.
with his butt.
That's right. Multitasking.
Oh, boy.
I'm surprised that we were able to maintain connection from clear out to Saturn to here this entire fucking time. I didn't think that would work out.
Where there's a will, there's a in the butt.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And they got 5G out here, so I guess that's what's happening. I don't know.
Oh, no
I
shit.
think they came up with that
yeah.
5G.
That's a lot better than what we could say about the people on Saturn. They're
Yeah,
still stuck in that whole reggae era.
Those. Yeah.
So without further ado, I do apologize for calling you guys reggae, especially after this whole show and listening to your fucking music more extensively, which I have already seen you guys live, but it has been a couple of years actually.
Yes.
Before we end it, I will say these guys do put on a hell of a show, and if you would like to see them live, of course you can catch them any of their concert listings, more than likely on Facebook or whatever social media platform you prefer.
Yes, sir.
So here is Fallen Angel by the Faceless. I mean, the fucking... God
Garbage
damn it.
Pail Kid
By
Day.
the interplanetary death metal band, The Fameless. KWJUDAS. Free Radio Pro. Thank y'all.
Something strange in the air today. Misguiding wind, leading little birds astray. Just seem to try to fly through the window pane. I ran outside, but it was too late. Ooh, I wanna know who made you cry. Clouded eyes to these cloudy skies until you had your fill and finally couldn't feel no more pain. Could have done more. Should have never let you walk out that door. I felt my soul hit the floor, I swear. Is there any way to save a fallen angel? A fallen angel. Ooh. fallen angel. You know it really is dreadful, sitting here with a head full of regret. I wanna call you on the phone and ask what you're doing. Already hear those morning doves cooing, and I still ain't even get to sleep yet. There wasn't no way to know, with all the voices on the radio whispering, keep social distancing. Now the ghosts all visiting. Ooh, I wanna know if you are still alive, or have you died? Hey, isolated inside, I should swallow my pride and reach out to see you one last time. Ooh, I could have done more. Hey, I should have never let you walk out that door. I felt my soul hit the floor. I swear, is there any way to save a fallen angel? Oh, a fallen angel. Hey, is there any way to save this fallen angel? You know there's something strange in the air today.
Hey, kid, not been your usual chipper self lately? Well, gee, Durpenshlee guy, I don't know. What other self would I be? Don't give me any lip, you little monkey shit. Oh, man, Durpenshlee guy. I'm sorry. I guess now that you mention it, I haven't been my usual chipper self lately. Oh, believe me, I've noticed. Well, gee, Durpenshlee guy, you're always some kind of usual chipper self. Well, what's your secret? Well, alrighty, comrade. I'll share Durpenshlee's special secret. But you can't tell a soul. Oh, okay. I promise. Oh, what is it? Shh. What is it? Why, my boy, I'm currently wearing one of Durpenshlee's new Uranian Booty Pro butt plugs. Boldly boost science with Durpenshlee! Oh, a Uranian booty hole butt plug? You've got it in right now? Shh. I told you to be quiet. Then everyone will want one. I thought that was the point. Not now, boy. I've only got one. We're gonna have to share. Wait, what? Bend over quickly and hold your breath till you feel the second knuckle. Oh, too far. Haha! Boldly boof science with Durpenshlee. And remember, if it doesn't say Durpen, it's not Durpen.